Okay, so I want to share something with you here, and the question is why mindset will have a massive impact on your investing and your financial future. There's a 3-part series coming up. Part 1, this is all about your feeling of worthiness, deservedness, feeling of being good enough, and this innate thing that we have, these fears, these limiting beliefs, these feelings that we have probably from when we're born, actually. And it's a massive thing, because a lot of people in the personal development industry and coaching, I'm a coach. Everyone talks about limiting beliefs and this and that, and your parents said this to you, and your friend said that, and your teacher said that, and they're all well and good. But at some point, we have chosen to hang on to certain things that may or may not have happened. Now, that's for us to identify what may have happened in the past, how we've let it affect us. If somebody says something to you at the age of 3, you're not consciously aware. You're not aware at all of what's going on and how that might have impacted you. So it is really important that you work on that and understand that. But what I really want to focus on here is what do you feel and think about your future? Because certainly in the UK, no one dares talk about money. Certainly there's an industry where people talk about money, but your average person, that might be you, or you might be in business, or whatever you're doing, people don't like to talk about money. They don't like to talk about how much money they earn, how much money they're spending, what they can buy, how much they paid for a house. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. The fact that we've got certain apps now where you can just go on and see how much somebody paid for a house, people still won't talk about how much they'll pay for a house. So what does that say about people's mindsets? I don't know what it's like around the world, but I do know what it's like in England. Oh, well, I paid this, or, we saved that much up. Like, it really doesn't matter. But it really doesn't matter when you've got a certain mindset, when you're thinking a certain way. So when you're thinking about investing, trading, starting to just save money even, putting money in a high interest account at the moment, they could be quite good. You've got to think about what do you actually feel about money? What do you actually think about, like, your deservedness? Do you actually think you and feel you deserve to have a certain amount of money in your life? Do you think you're allowed? Is it a real thing? Should you be doing it? There's all these questions that come up. Are we worthy? Are we worthy of having X amount of pounds, or X amount of dollars, or X amount of Bitcoin? Are we actually worthy of that? Do we feel like we can actually deserve to have life at this next level? And when you start to think, maybe I can, or actually there's something coming up for me, this is where the power happens, because once you've identified something, you're able to actually transform it, change it, and start thinking a different way. There's a famous saying, it's new level, new devil. And, let's say you're at £5,000 or £10,000 or £100,000, £500,000, it doesn't really matter. But there will be new levels of feelings that you'll feel every way. So when you get a pay rise, you might get a pay rise from 30 grand to 50 grand, or 40 grand to 60 grand, or 40 grand to 50 grand. That will take, you won't get much money. Well, the tax man will take most of it. But you'll be thinking in a different way. You'll be thinking I deserve this now. Now, employee mindset, business owner, entrepreneur mindset, very different. You are constantly in debt of your company if you work for an employer. They have your future in their hands. They choose whether to pay you X or not. If you're in business, it's very different. And in business, you've got to learn many things about mindset. But as an employee, no wonder people feel like they feel. No wonder people daren't talk about things, because the employer has the power. They have the power to say, you're not worth £25 an hour or £50 an hour, because they'll just say no. Or they have the power to say yes. So at that point, they're in charge of how you think and feel, because you're their little minion almost. You do their work, you're filling their bags, you're creating their retirement fund for them, on behalf of them. Now maybe you have a great ride, but just imagine what it's like when you're in business. You're in charge of what you earn, basically. You can charge what you want, ultimately. Doesn't mean you will charge it, but you can charge that amount. I've seen coaches charge way more than I feel like they should do, and people will pay it. I've seen coaches charge way less than they should be, and they still can't sell it, because there's something going on in the mind about what they do and don't deserve. So this little episode here today was just to help you start to see money as a vehicle to the things that you want. Money will not make you happy, but as a famous person said, it will allow you to get you to your problems in style. So do you want to arrive at your problems in style, or do you want to just suffer all the way? Now, joking apart, I want you to really, really think about what you truly believe about money, how that's linked to you, and what you can start doing about it. And then let's go from there. There's going to be another part 2 and a part 3 as well. So keep your eyes peeled for this journey. I'll see you on the next one.